Sydney International Airport, Australian Border Force officers have stopped a passenger arriving home from Vietnam with her 4 children. They have concerns after an initial swab test of some food she is carrying returned a positive result for the prohibited substance ephedrine.
Okay. So what we'll do, so we're going to have a look and make sure that everything is okay. Yeah. I also want to have a look inside the other bags too.
Ephedrine is a precursor used in the manufacture of drugs such as ice, and officers need to carry out a full baggage search to determine what may have caused the reading.
This one, your cosmetics, body wash. Oh yeah.
Officer Rhonda continues to search her belongings, while Supervising Officer Jeremy has a few questions for the passenger.
Right, we might have to open up some of these, okay? Because we've had those drug readings, we kind of need to go through some of your belongings to find out if that was a false reading or if you're actually carrying drugs with you today. Okay, so we're gonna have a look in to make sure it is what it is. So this is coffee. Coffee.
They say tea.
Tea in this one.
Packaged food will be opened and inspected, and while an X-ray of her empty suitcase gets the all clear, officers are most concerned about 3 sealed bottles of hair products that the woman is carrying. She claims she is bringing them back into the country for a friend. Officers' suspicions are raised even further when an inconsistency is detected on the X-ray image.
Look at that one there. Look at that. It's gold.
It's not consistent with liquid.
Yeah.
Officer Jeremy immediately opens the bottle to check its contents.
We can just have a look in there. There's a small plastic package. And my suspicion is that is drugs.
In Sydney, an American has been taken aside for a formal interview, as records indicate he overstayed his last trip by 2 years.
So you told me that you are here on holidays, is that correct?
Absolutely. To have a holiday and relax and get away from school and work. A holiday.
But officers are concerned about the man's ability to finance his short stay.
You don't carry any cash, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
He claims he'll be using credit to fund his trip.
So how much you have on your credit card?
I have about 1,000 on one, 1,000 on the other.
So that will be 2,000.
2,000 altogether.
So now that you are coming back, where are you going to stay?
I'm going to be staying with Stephen in Surrey Hills.
How do you know Stephen?
I know Stephen from when I lived here before. He worked at a restaurant that I frequented.
His story will need to be verified, but he still needs to explain why he overstayed for 2 years on his last trip.
I met someone and I thought we were in love. So in wooing that person, I continued to stay here past my visa.
It's a serious breach of his previous visa conditions. And Officer Yor needs to consult with Supervising Officer Ross.
He is saying that he's a self-employed taxi driver. He said he earns about 800 to 900 per week.
In today's economic world, it's quite a substantial income.
Yeah.
When the baggage search was done, you did a money count?
Money? I asked, he doesn't carry cash.
Yeah.
He said that he have 2 credit cards and he have $2,000 on the credit cards.
So he's got no cash at all?
No, I said, no, there's no cash.
What, none at all?
No cash yet.
Not even $1?
He said no cash.
I have concerns about this man's credibility. We may have a repeat of his previous immigration history because he is a former 2-year overstayer and he's claiming to you to earn $800 to $900 a week. But he's arrived with no money.
Yeah, that's what he said.
That's odd. He doesn't have a ZAC on him. Nothing.
While searching the luggage of a woman returning from Vietnam with her 4 children, Border Force officers have spotted anomalies in an X-ray image of some hair products she claims she is carrying back into the country for a friend.
That one's standing up, is it?
Look at that one there. Look at that.
It's gold. Yeah. It's not consistent with liquid.
Yeah.
Believing the bottle contains more than shampoo, Officer Jeremy opens it and his suspicions are confirmed.
This is actually got something in it. So when we've x-rayed this, it's actually come back pretty consistent. However, when I've squeezed this, it's like a solid brick. So straight away that led me to believe that there's something in it. And if you can just have a look in there, there's a small plastic package. So we're obviously going to have to test that, and my suspicion is that is drugs and probably ephedrine.
Importing prohibited goods into the country is a serious offence, and officers step up the investigation.
I want you to listen to me very carefully now, okay? I'm going to caution you, okay? You do not have to say or do anything, but anything that you do say or do will be recorded and may be used as evidence. Basically, what's happened is I've x-rayed this item and there's a package inside there, okay? It's not shampoo. Okay, when I've squeezed this, it doesn't feel like shampoo, and when I've x-rayed it, there's a big package in there. Do you know what that is?
No, I don't know.
You don't know what it is? Okay, we're gonna move into a room now, okay? So we'll pack all your gear up.
Organise that, okay?
It appears this woman may be attempting to carry narcotics into the country, and her situation is about to take a dramatic turn for the worse. At Australia's international mail centres, thousands of packages from around the world are inspected every day in an attempt to stop potential biosecurity threats from entering the country.
We got a label here that says, "Hey mate, got some poo for you."
Something brown in there, and yep, definitely looks like feces. We've got to get rid of it.
Some people go to great lengths to hide prohibited items,
Bit lumpy for a book.
using clever concealments to avoid detection.
Well, what is that?
Got some seeds. Quite an interesting name for a book to be used for smuggling of seeds.
And the contents of some packages are highly restricted.
Nice bit of ham.
A bit of ham, complete with hoof. You don't see that every day, David?
No.
Oh, yeah.
To help identify possible biosecurity risks, officers rely on detector dogs.
Good girl. Good job. Good
And today in Sydney, detector dog Zandi has reacted to this parcel sent from Ghana in Africa. So the box is taken for further inspection.
Something in... Medicine. That could be anything, couldn't it?
All right, we'll have a look.
As the first bag is opened, officers are immediately concerned about the contents.
A lot of plant material.
Oh, God. Bark.
Here it's all soiled.
That's pretty mouldy, isn't it? It hasn't been dried properly.
Bark is a prohibited import into Australia as it can carry foreign pests and contaminants that could pose a major threat to our environment and agriculture.
I don't know why they would be sending this, but because it's still wet, there could be moulds in it, mould spores, other plant diseases, insects, also viruses, all sorts of things.
The box also contains the empty shells of giant African snails, as well as cuttlefish. And Officer Phil believes he knows what the unusual collection is for.
Probably used in some sort of herbal medicine, ground up, or could actually be used in a religious ceremony. Okay.
But as the next package is opened, officers make a particularly gruesome discovery.
It smells.
What is this?
I've x-rayed this item and there's a package inside there, okay? It's not shampoo.
Australian Border Force officers have cautioned this female passenger after they located what they suspect may be an illegal substance concealed in her luggage.
As we've gone through her items and swabbed her items, we've had positive readings for drugs. And from that, we've just sort of narrowed down her luggage to these 2 bottles here. We're not completely satisfied that there may not be more, but we definitely know that these 2 bottles here have packages in them containing ephedrine or a narcotic.
The woman will be questioned further using an interpreter, while in the testing room, officers have found another concealment.
So inside we've got a body wash and looks like there's a dense item underneath it, possibly a plastic bag concealing some kind of other product. It's a little bit hard to tell, so we're going to have to try to get something out to test it.
And it doesn't end there.
With this bottle of what appears to be some sort of hair cream, when I use the rod, it only takes me down to that far. So I feel that there's a package underneath here of some kind, so I'm going to have to empty a little bit of this out. I think this cream looks like what it should be, but my concern is what's underneath here, so I'm going to have to empty it out.
As the container is emptied, it's immediately obvious that it's only half full of hair cream.
Okay, what appears that we've got here is there's some sort of substance down here, and it's been placed in this container and it's been wrapped in a plastic bag. I think what the person or the people have hoped to achieve is remove the contents of the bottle, jar, put the substance that's in this plastic bag, put the cream on top of it, hoping that maybe if customers were to look at it, we just open it up, have a look to make sure the consistency is the same and release it.
The plastic is opened and reveals an off-white powder which Officer Kathy strongly suspects is more illegal drugs.
See that? It seems to be like a creamy coloured. So what I have to do now is trying to extract an amount from this substance to test in our technology.
First Defender laser technology will identify exactly what the powder is, while in the interview room, the passenger still insists she had no idea it was in her luggage. An American who, on a previous trip to Australia, overstayed by 2 years, says he's back for a short holiday. However, he's arrived with no money.
No cash yet.
Not even $1.
Yeah, that's what he
That's
said,
odd.
yeah.
Officers need to be sure that the man abides by his tourist visa, which has a no work condition and has a limited duration of stay.
So what can you show to us that you're going back within the 3 weeks?
First of all, I have a very good job at this time. I also am still a registered student. So without a doubt, I'm leaving here.
You mentioned it to me that you are so studying. So what are you doing?
Computer information system specialist, basically software.
And how long have you been studying for?
I would say about 3 years now.
If this claim is true, it would indicate that the man has commitments back home to return to.
We need for him to demonstrate that he is in fact a genuine student.
You have a student ID card.
Yeah.
And in terms of
Can I have a look at that ID card? Does this have an expiry date?
And there's an expiring date there. And
yeah,
I
so
said
that's
that one
expired. So how's he identifying himself as a legitimate student with a card that is, in fact, 2 years out of date? I'm not satisfied that he is, in fact, a student.
Concerned that he's not telling the whole truth, Officer Yore confronts the passenger with his findings.
I don't know what it is you have against me that you think I'm lying to you. I don't have a reason to lie to you. No. I'm here for a vacation. I'm here for 3 weeks. You don't want me here. You've gone through all my business. You know more than me than a lot of people know about me, and that is none of their business.
What we're doing here is assessing whether he will, in fact, demonstrate that he will abide by the conditions that are applied to his visa. And given his past history, and certainly some of the information given today, I've got my doubts.
I've done what I can do for you, so put me back on a plane, let me go home, because I'm about my vacation that is turning out to be a headache and not fun.
At the International Mail Centre, biosecurity officers are inspecting a box sent from Ghana in Africa. declared as medicine, it contains a wide variety of prohibited goods.
Cotton and a feather of some sort?
Yeah, there was a bit of animal hair there.
Yeah.
Officers suspect the contents are intended for use in traditional medicine or some sort of ritual.
All right, that has a little piece of bone in it. Could be used to grind up to make medicine, or could be used in a ceremony.
And then they make a particularly gruesome discovery.
Oh, it smells.
What is this? Look at that, that's a chameleon. A whole chameleon, dried chameleon.
Got snakes?
There are several species of dried reptiles, but that's not all.
Look at this.
Oh, a bird head?
A bird head.
There's the beak.
Yeah, it's like an eagle or something like that. What's this?
Officers are immediately concerned about the condition of the bird's head.
Yeah, head of a raptor. There will be flesh inside the neck bone. There'll be skin under the feathers because the feathers are all attached. So it could bring bird diseases. It could have insect infestations, diseases. So it's definitely out. It needs to be destroyed.
None of the high-risk animal or plant material in the box can be allowed to enter the country. So all the items are seized and will be destroyed. Australian Border Force officers are concerned that this American man may overstay his tourist visa if he's allowed to enter the country. He says he's here for a short holiday and that he has every intention of returning to the USA to continue working.
I'm coming to visit a friend. That's it. Nothing else. I'm not staying. I have obligations at home.
So what do you do in the US?
I'm an independent contractor. I drive for Yellow Cab, taxi cab company.
And while driving the car, how much do you earn?
While driving the cab, how much do I earn? I would say anywhere from 800 to 900 a week.
So how many days do you work per week?
3 to 4 days. I work from 6 in the evening till 6 in the morning.
So you work in the night. So you do a night shift.
So I can go to school during the day. That's the way it works.
But officers still have doubts about his story, as his student ID expired 2 years ago.
Well, stickers that you go and you get put on there, and you have to go back every year to get a new one. I stopped going back to get it, but I am registered and I am still in school. I can prove that it's valid by going to online.
And it's possible to show that you are still enrolled into the school?
Yeah.
Officer Yor escorts him to a computer to check his enrolment online. But what the passenger is unaware of is that Supervisor Ross is already calling the man's employer in the US.
Are you able to give me a confirmation of whether this guy actually works for you or not?
Australian Border Force officers have discovered a suspicious white powder concealed in hair products in the luggage of a woman returning with her 4 children from Vietnam. A sample of the powder is taken for testing, but there are several factors indicating that this is a sophisticated operation.
When we get concealments like this, we're really interested in how they get the product in there. And because this is so compact, we couldn't see any evidence of tampering in the top. We just paid a little bit closer attention to the bottom, and it looks like they've actually cut the bottom out and put a false bottom in. So the bottom there is all soft, where they've heated it up and remoulded it. The same thing happened with the body gel. You can see where they've split the bottom open, resealed it up. This is definitely isn't a backyard job. This isn't someone done at home. This is like a factory style concealment, so they're probably doing multiple jobs like this.
Using First Defender laser technology, Officer Kathy has identified the substance.
I've come back with what appears to be a presumptive positive for pseudoephedrine.
Ephedrine is an illegal import into Australia as it's used to manufacture narcotics such as ice. Officer Kathy carries out a secondary test. If the liquid turns purple, it's a positive result.
So I pretty much say that everything in the shampoo bottles would be pseudoephedrine or ephedrine.
An American man claiming to be here for just a short holiday needs to prove that he has commitments back home to return to. While Officer Ross is checking his employment status,
are you able to give me a confirmation of whether this guy actually works for you or not?
Officer Yor is confirming his current enrolment as a student.
You can see that I was enrolled in class and still am enrolled in class. These are my grades.
This semester?
This semester. I'm pretty good, huh?
You're very good.
Thank you.
His story checks out, and so do his finances, which are adequate for his short stay.
This one and this one combined is about $2,000.
Okay.
Officer Ross also gets positive confirmation about the man's ongoing employment.
You've satisfied my inquiry, Christine. I have had a conversation with your employer and they are expecting you back to go to work.
I hope so. I still have a job, I hope, when I get back.
In essence, what we have done today for you is a happy outcome, and we welcome you to our wonderful city and hope you enjoy it once again.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I'm satisfied that he's a genuine visitor for tourism and to meet his friend on shore.